doing a special edition of Stories with Ori today. Now, you're probably all wondering, why am I wearing this hat? Let me explain why I am wearing this hat. Tomorrow, I'm having the privilege of meeting a young lady by the name of Gina Nemo. Now, Gina, you might remember her. All right, she was an actress in 21 Jump Street. That was in the 80s. So I don't know if any of you were around then, okay? But she's also a producer, a director, a singer, and she's an acting coach, one of the best around in Hollywood. Okay, so I'm meeting her tomorrow at Nate and Al's here on Beverly Drive in Beverly Hills tomorrow. And she told me, bring a hat. So I want to ask you, should I bring this hat? Because she wants to take pictures. Or should I wear this hat? Please tell me, folks, what hat you think I should wear tomorrow. All right, the white or the black, okay? And now you all know tomorrow at noon, I'll be at Nate and Al's Deli here in Beverly Hills. If I have any friends here in Beverly Hills, okay, please come and join me. Thank you, Nancy. You think the white, okay? I appreciate that. We got Nancy, we got Candy. Folks, thank you so much for coming. Now, you're not going to believe this, okay? It's 81 degrees in here. Yesterday, the air conditioning went out in the building, and they're supposed to be fixed today. I sure hope they do, because it's 85 degrees outside, 81 in here. I got my fan going, so it's not that bad. Sonia, thank you so much. Sanya, you know, folks, there's a lot of buttons down there that you could hit, and a lot of you don't know what those buttons are. All right? Sonia Bordeaux, all right, just gave me $14 here. You could all see it up there, okay? And other buttons, you could like me, or you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's all entirely up to you. You know, I noticed on YouTube, people watch things, but they don't like it, they don't dislike it, they just go on from one to the other. They don't listen. And I can tell by the comments I get. I get comments, I know they only listen to 30 seconds, and they want to make a comment, and then they want to correct me, but if they would have stayed there, they would have heard everything that I said. Okay? Now, I want to talk a little bit about, you heard me say this before, about the Mendez brothers. Okay, they were denied parole, both of them. Two different parole boards, but the same thing. Okay? You know who represents them? A lawyer represents him that I really don't have any respect for this guy as a lawyer. His name is Mark Garrigold. You all know I got no respect for this guy. As a lawyer, he's not the greatest lawyer in the world. But he's great at getting publicity, and this is the reason people hire him. Diddy, he's been Diddy's lawyer for years. It was he who put the legal team that Diddy has. It's him that the legal team, because his daughter's a member of it, all right? He was going on TMZ with things that he should not have been talking about, okay? I know that, but I bet most of you don't know that, okay? So let's get this thing going here, folks, all right? Please share this room, let other people know that I'm here, all right? Because, you know, we're going to talk about Diddy. But going back to Mendez's brothers, what destroyed them was the show they did on Netflix. Now, they gave interviews before the show, but they never dreamed or knew that the producers were going to use what happened to their mother and what they did. That is what destroyed them with the parole hearing. Because that part might have been forgotten about, okay? And what they did was not cool. So I wanted to share that. Okay. There's been some court orders that just came up out on Pacer. You might have heard some other content creators talking about it and their own words and so forth. Now, I'm going to read you two things from the judge. All right? They're not long. All right? This is from Judge Aaron Subramanian, all right, August 21st, just a few days ago. Any reply brief in connection with the defendant's motion for acquittal or in the alternative, a new trial, should be filed by September 3rd. That's next week, right? Okay. Then on the 22nd, I might need your help because I don't understand this part, okay? All right? Alma Hernandez sent 100. Thank you, Alma, but I don't see it. Where did you send it to? Okay. August 22nd, the judge wrote, the court ordered that the jury in this case be kept anonymous to the public and partially sequestered. That's the part I don't understand. Partially sequestered. I don't recall that happening. In furtherance of that order, the court directed the clerk of court to provide the impaneled jurors with transportation from the courthouse at 500 Pearl Street after the conclusion of jury deliberations. This order memorialized that direction and constitutes any NUC pro tune order of the court. I'm going to have to look that up. I haven't done that. I apologize. Okay? I don't know what it means. But I don't understand. This jury was not sequestered. And I said from day one, when the trial began, that this trial should have been sequestered. And I'm going to explain again why for those of you who had not heard me before. As you know, I was in an indictment with a Colombo crime family out of New York. And we had 14 of us were indicted. Fairly large indictment. A couple on the indictment had serious charges. We all had the RICO charges. Now, juries do not know how much time you can get on a RICO. You can get anywhere from 1 to 20 years. The max is 20 years on each indictment. So it's not life. But what happened here? Is that another $14 for Sonia? Thank you so much. Okay? God bless you. Okay? Thank you so much. Yeah. So the juries never know how much time these crimes really are going to count. But yet, this juror, every night, they were sent home after jury duty with their cell phone. Go home, they got their family, their girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and everybody's talking about the Diddy case, and you turn on the TV, and these pundits, no matter what network you listen to, they don't know the laws, okay? And everything you hear is Diddy is facing life in prison, when that's not the case. And that's what juries don't like, to put people in prison, whether you're a celebrity or a real gangster, okay? All right? Thank you so much, Sonia, for appreciating this channel, all right? All my love and respect to you, dear, okay? Now, I read you what the judge said. Now, the prosecution, the U.S. attorney, is no longer Maureen Comey. She's gone. She's history. And everybody wants to know about all the people who were at Diddy party. And you're hearing people saying this person, that person was there. That's all bull. They don't know who was there. And unless you see one of them coming out and admitting they were at his freak-off parties, okay? Unless you see that, then they're not going to be. Who handled the Epstein case? Maureen Comey. We're never going to see all the names of people who went to Epstein Island and so forth. And we're never going to see the ones that did it. These are things the Maureen Comey, the first things they did when they raided the houses, got, okay? Because there's powerful, powerful people there, all right? And they're protecting those people. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, okay? All right? I don't know, okay? We'll find out someday. But we're never going to know. Now, what do I feel that Diddy's biggest problems are? His lawyer, Mark Garagos, going on TMZ and other shows and saying this, saying that, and boom, boom, publicity, publicity, publicity. And this is all you're hearing. Every day you're hearing something about Diddy. You know, the smartest thing any defendant in any case could be doing is keeping their mouth shut. Be quiet. Don't be out there. Don't snub the government. Don't snub the judge. These are the people that are making the decisions of your future life. Yes. Oh, by the way, who represents the Mendez brothers who got denied parole? You guessed it, Mark Garagos. And I saw 2 minutes, that's all I watched because I can't stomach him, okay? 2 minutes of him on TMZ, all right, talking about how the parole board, he was crying the blues, okay? He should have known that before he entered the parole board, okay? Anyway, let's stop talking about them. Now I read you those things. Now, the U.S. attorney in the Diddy's case is no longer Maureen Comey, okay? It is Jay Clayton. How did Jay Clayton get there? He was appointed by President Donald Trump, okay? Everybody thinks Trump's going to give him a pardon, okay? It's not going to happen. Get it right out of your mind. Because Jay Clayton, all right, a 58-page answer to Diddy's lawyers and to the judge, a why not, all this here. I'm going to read a little bit about it. But Jay Clayton is not messing around, and he wants Diddy to get as much time as possible. Okay? Diddy, he's asking for a new attorney. You know what? He should be very careful what he's asking for. Because I don't know if the judge can do it or not. I wrote a lawyer friend of mine, I haven't heard back yet. But could the judge possibly give him a brand new attorney with all the same charge and throw that verdict out? I don't know. I don't have the answer. I'm not proclaiming that I know that answer. All right? Can the judge give him a trial just on the Mann Act? He's already been found guilty of it. So he's not going to get that just on the Mann Act. So he better be careful what he's asking for, because the judge is getting upset. Okay, Jay Clayton just filed petition to the court. I'm going to read a little bit. Now, it was 58 pages. I didn't print out all 58. Okay, I don't want to bore you with a lot of stuff here. Okay. Preliminary statement. The government respectfully submits this memorandum of law in opposition to the defendant's renewed motion for judgment or acquittal, or in the alternative, a new trial. The defendant, following a conviction at trial on 2 felony Mann Act counts, advocates for the court to narrow the scope of the Mann Act to exclude his own criminal conduct on the ground that, among other things, the statute is unduly vague, violates his substantial due process rights, and violates his First Amendment rights. The defendant further contends that the record at trial fails to support his counts of conviction. Let me repeat that. Diddy is saying and contending that the record at trial fails to support his conviction. The defendant is mistaken as a matter of fact and law. As an initial matter, because several of the defendant's Rule 29 arguments address alleged constitutional issues and are untethered to the sufficiency of the evidence, they are not properly raised in the present motion and can be rejected on that basis alone. Yeah. Even if they were not the case, however, the defendant's arguments fail. While the defendant may wish to limit the provision of the Mann Act to suit his own purposes, the terms of the Mann Act are unambiguous, contrary to the defendant's arguments, as here, the text of a statute is clear. The doctrines of constitutional avoidance is inapplicable. And even if the court were to consider applying the constitutional avoidance canon after conducting the textual analysis of the Mann Act, there's simply no constitutional concerns to avoid. The Mann Act is not unduly vague, nor do its provisions run afoul of substantial due process or pose federalism concerns. Equally, the defendant failed to raise any legitimate First Amendment concerns, since his conduct is clearly not entitled. Folks, they wrote 58 pages. Jay Clayton, President Trump's guy, 58 pages. You don't want me reading all that to you, do you? Okay, I'll be here forever. Okay? I want to give you my short analysis of it. All right? Diddy's not going to get a new trial. All right? Everybody says the Mann Act is a no-burger crime. Well, if it were a no-burger crime, it would not be a felony, and there would not be a 10-year sentence on it. And that's by Congress. Okay? It got passed through Congress. So there's 10 years on each. They are felony charges. They are not misdemeanor charges. Okay? Now me, I'm just making a speculation. I might be wrong. October 3rd, we're going to find out. Okay? I'm predicting, a lot of people have wrote me. A lot of you have written me and left in my comments, and I answered every one of you. Okay? What about the guns that they found? What about the gun that he held on that gal, made her get in the car, and went to Cootie's home? Okay? Those are 924C gun charges. See how I know that? I know that charge perfectly. You know why I know that? Because I did 5-year minimum mandatory. And they never found a gun. They never saw a gun. And it was based upon an informant that said he saw me give a gun to my co-defendant, when in fact he never did. I know that for a fact. Okay? Know that for a fact. I know the 924C gun charge. So what could happen, folks? He can be enhanced with that charge. And if he's not enhanced with that charge, then we all know the fix is in. Okay? That's a definite charge. Okay? You heard victim after victim talk about the guns. All right? They found the guns at his house when they raided it. Okay? With sawed-off serial numbers. Is there any more? What does it take for these people not to understand that? That's the law. I didn't write it. Joe Biden did. Joe Biden wrote it in his what year was that? 91 crime bill. The bill Sonia, yes, I was very well respected in prison. And I'm glad you asked that question, okay? You know, for those of you who got my book and purchased my book already, at the back of my book, you will see my paperwork. You'll see my indictment, okay? You'll see my motion. You'll see my plea deal. All my paperwork is there. I'm not hiding nothing. What does that mean? My paperwork. In prison, you better have your paperwork. From prison to prison, okay? Everybody carries it with them. You know what? I was never asked for it. Never. People respected me because they knew I was not an informant. So I had a lot of respect on the yard, okay? They don't like informants on the yard. So let's talk about informants. Everybody's saying that Diddy's been an informant for a long time. I predict they're correct. Eventually the FBI gets sick of you. I don't know what he told them. Okay, I'm still more curious about Jimmy Henchman and his relationship, okay, they say Jimmy Henchman proffered to the government a lot of times, but yet he's doing life in prison, so it didn't help him. So I don't know if he lied. I don't know. I wasn't there. And folks, by the way, hit those buttons, okay? If you haven't joined my family yet, please hit those buttons, okay? And join with me, okay? I appreciate it. So now, why is Diddy not in general population at MDC? That's the reason. That's the reason. It's not because he's Puff Diddy, okay? Or Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him. No, because he's got a record of being an informant. So although he's in a unit, it's called the special housing unit because there's only 20 inmates. There are other big cases. You got Mangione, you got Bankman, the crypto guy. You might have some ex-cops or federal law enforcement that might be in there, okay, for things they've done. And these people need to be protected in prison, and that's their way. All right? So what happens to Diddy eventually? Okay? After his sentencing, and let's assume that he does not get time served, which I don't think he will, but hey, I don't know, I'm not the judge. If I were the judge, I'd be lenient on him. Yeah, I'd be lenient on him. And what do I mean by that? I wouldn't give him 10 years on each of the Mann Act charges. I'd cut it in half. Give him 5 years on each of the Mann Act charges. Yes. 5 years each. What's that total to? 10 years. Then he's going to have his enhancements, which unquestionably they're going to enhance him with managerial. He was the manager. He was the leader. He was the director. He was telling people what to do, how to do it. The people he paid, okay, and Cassie and all the others, Jane Doe. We all know Jane Doe is Daphne, okay? Why she hide like that? I don't know, okay? But we're going to talk about the Epstein case at a later time, and I really appreciate that question. Thank you so much, okay? So folks, look, do what you can, show me some love. I definitely appreciate it, okay? Now, once Diddy is sentenced, and let's say he gets a few years, it's going to be anything from 5 to 10 years, I say. All right? Just 5 years. Now, once he's sentenced, he will be sent to a real prison. He will not go to a camp like where they got Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, where is everybody turning in from? Folks, leave it in your comments. Tell me where you're turning into. And we got people here in the Los Angeles area. I told you all where I'm going to be tomorrow at noon. You're welcome to come. All right, shake my hand, meet me. All right. You all know I said it in the beginning. If you didn't hear me, you got to go back, watch the replay. Okay? So I will be. Scotland. Oh my God, Lindy's there. Oh, that's Lindy. Yeah. We know. Hollywood. Oh, that's my friend. The real Sassafra. Folks, I told you the other day, it's really amazing. All right, when I go out and go in the grocery store, I meet people. And I met Sassafra and her girlfriend, Noelle. Her real name's Carrie, can I say it? Okay, I met Carrie and Noelle. I was checking out at the hot food place that they got at Bristol Farm. And next to me checking out was this gal. She was happy and bubbly. I love to see people happy and bubbly like that. So I turned to her and I said, man, it's great to see you so happy and bubbly. And she turns, she looks at me, she goes, oh my God, it's Ori Spado, the Accidental Gangster. So I ended up sitting down with Noel and Carrie, and now we're becoming friends. Okay, you see how things could happen in life that you never expect? If you go out in the world and you're happy, okay, and you make other people happy, it's contagious. It's good for you, all right? Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hi, Kim, how are you? Thank you for joining me, all right? Got people from all over. We got people from other countries that come here. Canada, East Coast of Canada. Yeah, keep asking, folks, where's everybody from? Keep hitting those buttons. Folks, if you have not hit that button to join my team yet, please do. It's not my team, it's my family here. I don't have 1 million followers, okay? I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I come here because I got great followers. The people who have subscribed are awesome people, all right? And really awesome. And they're people who want to make the world a better place. And these are the kind of people that I'm trying to attract. Now, today you will notice that comments for non-subscribers have been shut off, okay? And Lindy, who is my chief moderator here, I asked her to do it. And why? Okay, because some people are leaving sexual content and all sorts of garbage. So if people want to leave a comment, you must subscribe, okay? Do a little something. Do a little good. It don't hurt, okay? Don't hurt you. I try to do good every day. Okay, well, I told you about Diddy, what I think's going to happen. Okay, I don't come out here that he's going to be destroyed. I don't know what's going to happen to him. But I firmly believe, it's just me, I could be totally wrong, a minimum of 10 years, and if that's all he gets, he should kiss the ground and worship. Seriously. Because like the Mendez brothers, of what everybody saw on that Netflix show, everybody in the world saw what Diddy did to Cassie. Everybody. And that's what's in everybody's mind. And then other gals and victims talked about the same thing that he did to them. You know, people don't understand. They say, oh, he only got the Mann Act. He should be released on bail. How quick people forget that he was violent. Folks, he was violent. You can go back and search my history, and you will never ever see an arrest, anything about me being violent. Nothing. Nothing out there exists. But I was denied bail 4 times. 4 times, just like Diddy. I was denied bail. I was in the Eastern District. Every time, because they said I was a violent person, because I was friends with Sonny Franchise. What's that mean? Thank you, Sonia, for giving credit to Lindy there. I appreciate that there. God bless you. All right, Sonia's an awesome lady here. Where are you from, Sonia, again? I forgot, honey. Okay? And here's Mimi. I don't know. She said lies. What lies? Who's telling her lies? Me? Huh? Me? Nah, I hope you're not referring to me. I don't think so. Okay? So, folks, that's it. That's my special edition for today. All right? let's see, Lindy, Sonia, Mimi wants, Liz near me? Well, you know, tomorrow I'm going to be at Nate Nails. Everybody knows Nate Nails if you've been around Beverly Hills. And I'm going to be there with Gene and Nemo and wearing one of these hats. Crazy Quish, thank you so much. God bless you. Crazy Kiss just hit that magic button and made my day. So, folks, once again, leave it in the comment what hat. I think I should go with this hat. But you know what? I'm like the White Knight. All right? You like this hat? What do you tell me? All right? Thank you, Carrie, the real Sassafras. Folks, if you have not subscribed to her channel, please do, okay? No problem, Mimi. I got no problem with you. Thank you, you're a sweet lady. All you people, okay, are so sweet that it's unbelievable. And I love you all. And, you know, if it were not for you people, I would not be doing this. And you know why I'm doing this? I'm the last guy that I ever thought would do a podcast. The last guy in the world. When after I wrote my book, everybody said, oh, you should do a podcast. Now, everybody was asking me for interviews. I did over 300 interviews. Can you imagine that? I'm still doing them. There's another one coming out that I did in Australia last week. So you don't want to miss that. I'll be out, I'll let you know, all right? But anyhow, first time I started doing it, so I started thinking about it. And then I did a podcast with somebody out of Las Vegas. It was not an in-person thing. I had my equipment, set it up here, okay? And it didn't work out. And then my friend Paulie Kozanowski. And now, if you all saw the short, you should see the short that I posted yesterday at the Pierce Brothers Memorial Cemetery here in Westwood, that's where I'm going to end up being. So if folks want to see me when I do leave this earth, I'm not leaving anytime soon. Don't think that, okay? But when I do, okay, you'll see my name. It will say Ori Spado, the Accidental Gangster. So my dear friend, Paulie Kozanowski, and his wife, Becky, surprise visited me yesterday. They were in town. They're from Nashville, Tennessee. I have said this a million times. Folks, I've been all around the world. I have met a lot of people. But you will never meet a man like Paulie Kozanowski. And if you do, feel very honored. He is a man that truly keeps his word. And sometimes it hurts him, but he will never go against his word. If Paulie tells you he's going to do something, you could bet it's going to be done. He does it. His wife, Becky, she's awesome. Works at the hospital. She's in charge of a big division there. And they were out here. Paulie's got relatives in Redondo Beach. And, you know, when Paulie doesn't, me and Paulie normally talk a few times a day or text and so forth, and he wasn't texting me back. And then, boom, yesterday morning, I'm going to come and see you today, buddy. I'm in town. So it made my day, and I took him and his wife. We went to Bristol Farm. We had something to eat. And then I took her to the Pierce Brothers Cemetery, and I showed you the kind of people that I'm going to be around, all right, once I leave this earth. And so Dean Martin, Farrah Fawcett, Ryan O'Neal, Marilyn Monroe, Natalie Wood, my good friend Ed Lauder, all right? I mean, it goes on and on of the people that are there. So I'm going to be with all these people, all right? And it's right off of Wilshire Boulevard on Glendon Ave and Westwood, right down the road here. So you go to my short, please, and watch that there. You'll love it. And then I took them. His wife never saw the Hollywood sign. I brought them over there. I showed her Hollywood, showed her Hollywood sign. It was a great day, folks. I had a wonderful time, just like being with you folks, that when I come here, I have a wonderful time. Now, I want to thank everybody here who came here today, okay? Now, tomorrow, I don't think I'll be doing a show, but you never know. I might do. If something comes up, I will. Normally, I do one at 11 a.m. every morning, all right? But tomorrow, I'm not going to be doing that because I got this lunch with Gina and Nemo, and just, all right? Check out who her father was, okay? All right? Gina's father. I didn't read the whole thing, all right? Gina Nemo is an American actress, singer, author, and marketing executive who had an award-winning role as Dorothy Pizzino in the American television series 21 Jump Street in the 1980s. She's the daughter of jazz musician Henry Nemo. Check him out. Folks, how does a small town guy like me from Rome, New York get to know all these people? But I'm blessed. I thank you all. All right? Mimi, yes, I do know Jesus. I pray to him every day, every night, every morning. Yeah, folks, this gangster prays. Yeah. Yes, I do. And I ask him to make the world a better place, take care of everybody, take care of the homeless, the sick, the injured, the poor, the dearly departed, those in war, the children of war, everybody. So folks, God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. As usual, all my love and respect. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, I'm not supposed to say bye. Well, that's a no-no here. Yeah. You know, you gotta have a total new vocabulary. Be here on YouTube. Yeah, check it out and see the words that you're not allowed to say that are bad. All right? They're revamping the English language as we know it. I can't figure it out. Bye-bye.